Hey y'all, it's Hannah Bell and you're Hanging with Hannah, where you and me get to hang out for a bit and have some real talk. So go ahead and get comfy, head on out to your porch, grab your dog, drink, snacks, whatever. Let's get to it.
You only have one life to live, so make it count while you can. Just be who you wanna be, smile and just be happy. You're gonna have some ups and downs that you'll make through, and then you'll see how it could be on a day like
Being cool is where it's at. We've been striving to be quote-unquote cool since the beginning. But what makes somebody cool? Let's talk about some of the coolest people I know.
this, on a day like this, on a day like this.
Welcome to episode 5 of Hangin' with Hannah. Oh, it's so exciting to be here with you today. So glad to be on episode 5, and I've got something new going on. I am recording this, so if you want to see this broadcast, not live, but the recorded version of it, you can catch it on YouTube. So if you want to see me live and in action, I don't know if you can see, but I've got my little dog sleeping in the background here. This is for those of you that are watching. But you can listen now just on wherever you listen to podcasts, or you can watch it on YouTube. So that is really exciting. So for those of you who are watching, you get to see all the behind the scenes. So I encourage you, if you want to see what's going on, go to YouTube. So thanks so much for those of you who have been with me so far. Cannot believe that this is episode 5 of the Hangin' with Hannah podcast. This has been a fun journey so far, and I plan to make it to episode 10. That'll be season 1, and then I'll take a short break and kick off season 2. So lots of things up my sleeves, lots of topics that I want to discuss. But as you heard in the little prequel snip, today we're talking about the coolest people I know. Now, cool. Man, I always want to be cool. You know, put your sunshades on, wear your leather jacket, like, you know, the people on Grease, what was it, Danny Zuko, they were the cool kids with their leather jackets and their sunglasses, and, you know, Sandy wasn't the coolest because she was a goody two-shoes and all that kind of stuff. Cool. We've been wanting to be cool forever, ever since you were born, basically. No, I'm kidding. Not since we were babies. But, you know, you want to be the popular kids. You want to be cool. You want to be the one that everybody looks at and is like, oh, yeah, that's a cool dude right there. That's a cool girl, you know? That's what we want to be. We want to be the cool people. Not saying that we should strive to be the cool people, because we should always strive to be us, who we are, who we want to be. But I want to talk about some qualities that make up some of the coolest people that I know. And it might surprise you that these are some of the qualities that I think make somebody cool. So I made a list. So we're just going to kick it off with number 1. The coolest people I know have good manners. Okay, old school. I get it. Old school. Manners, I mean, who really uses manners anymore? I do. And some of the coolest people that I know also use manners. Saying yes, ma'am, yes, sir. I know that's a Southern thing, but I just think that's a respect thing as well. I always used to be like, when I would say yes, ma'am to somebody and they'd be like, oh, don't call me ma'am. I'd be like, oh my goodness. If I don't call you ma'am, I'm going to get in trouble, you know? But having good manners, saying please, saying thank you, it just shows respect. And that just sets you apart from other people. So I am all about good manners. If you want to be cool on my list, good manners is up there. Number 2, one of the coolest things about some of the coolest people I know is that they show up on time. If they say, hey, I'm going to be there at 5 o'clock, guess what? They're going to be there at 5 o'clock. They're not going to be late. They're not going to let you down. Hey, they might even be a few minutes early. Not too early, because that's kind of annoying in my opinion, but they might be a few minutes early. They show up on time. They are there, ready to go, ready to get things done, whatever the occasion may be. So the coolest people I know, they show up on time. Here is something that I think is super cool and something that I think we should all strive towards, and that is giving without expectations. So another quality of the coolest people that I know, they give without expectations. You know, a lot of times in our culture, we are told to give and then we automatically expect to receive something. I don't know if that's the way that things ought to go. I think that giving with a grateful heart, it's what the Lord told us to do, number 1. but we shouldn't expect something in return. We should give because that's what we want to do. That's how we want to express our love, our gratitude, our kindness. And people that I know that do this, they just give and give, whether it's give their time, give themselves, give presents, whatever the giving is. They don't expect anything in return. And a lot of the times when you give them something in return, they're like, oh, I don't need that. I don't need that. And so it's really a cool quality, I believe, is to be able to give without expecting something. Another quality of the coolest people I know is they don't respond to negativity. Negativity is one of the biggest things in our world right now that brings all of us apart as a people. And it's something that I think our culture is thriving off of right now. And when you get a bunch of people in a room and they're all just spouting off negative things, and it just creates a negative vibe. I mean, there's no other way to explain it. But some of the coolest people that I know, they don't respond to that negative vibe. They either remove themselves from the situation or they find a way to shine a little positive light, a little positivity in that situation. So, number 4, one of the coolest things I know about these cool people is that they don't respond to negativity. Something else, number 5, they do like random acts of kindness. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Someone who's really cool, they just want to shine light and show love to people. And so you'll always find those people being very thoughtful, doing random acts of kindness, there we go, to people that they don't even really know. They might leave a sweet note. They might stick a card in your mailbox. I love getting a card in my mailbox, man, I tell you. They just do something really nice for people, and it's random. It's not planned, and it's not to get attention. It's not to make themselves feel good, but they do it because they're shining a little bit of light, a little bit of positivity, a little bit of love on the people around them. So taking place and doing random acts of kindness is another cool quality. Again, we're talking about the coolest people I know. I strive to be cool. So I've given 5 things so far of ways to be a little bit cooler, in my opinion. Just to recap, we've got having good manners, showing up on time, giving without expectations, not responding to negativity, and just doing some random acts of kindness. I know that we could use that. I could use that in my daily life. So I came up with 10, so we're on to number 6. Number 6, one of the coolest people I know, they show this quality. They have a lot of gratitude. They are thankful for every single thing in their life, and they share that with you. I know something that my dad says a lot. He actually wrote a song about it. People would say, hey, how you doing? And he would say, man, if life got any better, I'd have to be a twin. That's a little saying, but it can go a long way. I mean, you're saying that you're so blessed, you're so thankful, you're so happy with your life that you'd have to be a twin. You'd have to share it with someone else. So just being thankful and showing gratitude in our everyday life is a cool quality. Make you a little bit cooler, in my opinion. Number 7, and this is a big one, and I try to encompass this, but sometimes it is hard. Got to ask the Lord Jesus above to help me. But the coolest people I know, they don't speak poorly about others. You'll never hear them speak poor, negative words about someone else. They might feel that way about somebody, but they're never going to vocalize it. They're never going to say something that's going to bring somebody else down in another person's eyes. They're going to either keep that to themselves or they might shine a little positivity on the situation. But the coolest people I know, they keep those negative thoughts of others to themselves and they don't share them at all. So they don't speak poorly about others. Another cool quality kind of builds off of that one, not speaking poorly about others. They don't nitpick, nor do they brag. So that's like 2 sides to the coin right there. They don't nitpick others. Oh gosh, do we all nitpick? I know I do, because I'm that type A personality. I've got to do it. I've got to be the one that does it and the one in control and the one who is going to do it right. I know. And so if somebody else does it, I might nitpick the situation a little bit. Oh, you didn't do it exactly how I would have done it. I'm terrible about that with my husband. You can just ask him. Oh, you didn't cook that the way I thought you should. Or you didn't fold that towel correctly. Whew, I know, something I really need to work on. But the coolest people I know, they don't nitpick, nor do they brag because, hey, they are the coolest people, right? But they're not bragging about it because honestly, those people, they don't know they're cool. They're just being them. They're just being respectful. They're just being nice. They're just being kind. And so they don't brag about it because they're humble. They have that humble personality. Like Tim McGraw said, always be humble and kind. That is a quality that I wish to possess on a daily basis. Make me just a little bit cooler. Number 9, the coolest people I know, they make no excuses. No matter what's going on, they don't make excuses. They either own up to it if they had fault, or they just take the blame, which I think is the same thing as owning up to it. But they make no excuses. They take full responsibility. They take the blame. They don't make excuses for anything else. You know, that comes to mind when I think about working out. I make a lot of excuses. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do that. I think it can be just that simple, making no excuses to your workout routine. Who knows? It's pretty cool, making no excuses for anything. And lastly, the coolest people I know are very optimistic. They've got that glass half full look on life. And, sometimes it's hard. It's hard to be optimistic, especially in the world that we're living in, the tragedies that we're seeing on a daily basis. It's hard to be optimistic. But that's what the world needs right now. They need optimism. They need positivity. They need love. They need light. They need kindness. And the coolest people I know, they are showing everybody that love and kindness every single day, even in the small things. So as you think about being cool, as you think about what makes you a cool individual, maybe think about some of these qualities. It's not the way you dress. It's not the way you look. It's not the things that you do for a living. It's not being in the cool club. It's who you are as a person. It's who you are on the inside. It's manners. It's being respectful of others. It's being places on time because you said you were going to do that. It's not making excuses. It's being thankful in every little moment, showing gratitude, keeping positivity key in your life because Lord knows we need it in this world today. So I challenge you to think about taking some of those qualities and living them out in your life. I promise you, people will look at you a little bit differently and they might think, hey, that person's pretty cool. You've been listening to Hangin' with Hannah with yours truly, Hannah Bell. Thanks so much for hanging out and having some real talk with me. Remember to follow me on Facebook at Hannah Bell Music and Instagram at HannahBell322. You can also find out more about me and what I do at my website, hannah-bell.com. I can't wait to connect with you. And now you can watch every podcast episode on YouTube. Just search Hannah Bell Music. Tune in next time where we'll talk about staying young forever. That's everybody's dream, right? Join me for episode 6, The Child in Me, next time on Hangin' with Hannah.